The Chinese Riddler is back with a real leak this time and another riddle. We got a lot to talk about. Let's break it down for Scarlet and Violet. Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka Drop. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video today, and today we are diving into the rumor mill and the leaks for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet in Generation 9, as Riddler Coup, the official Riddler, of course, to the English community, has posted another tweet talking about Codename Titan, which is Scarlet and Violet. As always, hit that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We're closing out 1 million subs, baby, and you want to get in before 1 million. Seriously, if everyone who watches this video who is not subscribed actually subscribes, we'll probably hit 1 million, like, today. So thank you guys for that. And don't forget to check out TeamShiny.com. We got some sweet merch over there. You guys can pick up our brand new starter designs, pick up Fuecoco, Sprigatito, or Quaxley, or pick up all three with code Arceus to get 15% off. But let's dive in because we got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk Riddler first, then we're going to talk about some really interesting rumors about potentially the new mechanics. So let's take a look. All right, so Riddler Coup comes out and says the first teaser of Titan, and then hits us with this little icon here, which is representative of the number 3 in both China and Japan, if I'm not mistaken. You won't know what it is until maybe June, July, or August, and I'll keep giving you guys updates monthly. And then he goes on to kind of make his jokes about Centro. So let's talk further. He goes on to say, it's gonna be interesting to see all the fake people now, inevitably involving this icon or 3 as their topics, or they should be found guilty of serious dereliction of duty. So he's basically gonna tease the entire community about it, but there's a lot of thoughts about what this icon could mean. First of all, we know Codename Titan is representative of Generation 9, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. 3, this person here, Malik, actually goes on to say 3 or San in Japanese. In Spanish, it also means saint, so there could be a tie-in there, maybe a stretch, maybe not. We also see this person, Frito, say both in Chinese and Japanese the character means 3, so we can expect a temporary 3rd type, or maybe 3 factions in general. What else could the number 3 represent for Generation 9 and Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? Or is the symbol having something to do with it, right? This is a riddle after all, and that's the fun about the Chinese Riddler, or at least Riddler Coup in this case, is what do his teasers mean? And when we look back at some of his other teasers, just off the top of my head, he gave us a picture of a shiny Ponyta, which obviously was representative of the shiny Ponyta quest. He gave us a picture of a Alolan Vulpix. There was a Alolan Vulpix quest. So, you know, some of them are a little bit more obvious than others. Some are, you know, there was the one, you know, the cactus guy, and you had to use the text for the 1,000 needles to kind of decipher that it was going to be a Quillfish evolution. So sometimes a little bit more straightforward than others, but this is the first time he's spoken out in a few weeks and says we won't know until June, July, or August. I don't necessarily think that that means that's the next bit of news. I think we'll probably get something before then, potentially April, maybe May, somewhere in there. I don't think we're getting anything in March, to be honest. But I think that, you know, this is just when he thinks that they're going to reveal whatever this mechanic is or whatever this teaser is. So it could be a big piece of the game. It could be something smaller. We don't know at this point in time. But I thought it was very interesting. And you guys are welcome to give your thoughts in the comment section below. If you have any kind of guesses or theories or whatever about what the number 3 or what this icon could actually be in regards to Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Shifting gears, we've got another guy or gal who has come into the leaking rumor community. I'm gonna say that from this point forward, we're gonna talk rumors, which may or may not have any sort of substance to them. But this person here brings out a post, and they seem very confident in their post, getting a lot of traction on Reddit. They go on to say, this is the SV guy, new account, small account. Take it with a grain of salt. We're gonna assume fake until otherwise, but I find it fascinating, really. They go on to say that these stars, which were located in one of the core areas in the Scarlet and Violet trailer, are a teaser for the new gimmick, which will allow your Pokemon to change typing depending on the crystal you're using. Could this be the 3rd type for a Pokemon? You can get all 18 crystals during your adventure after defeating the gym leaders. Little surprising here, but goes on to say that there are 18 gym leaders in an Elite Four afterwards. Throughout your adventure, you'll have to find them in the wild to battle them, and at the Rainbow Pokeball in the middle of the biggest city in Vidal. I find this to be the hardest part for me to get over. 18 gym leaders seems incredibly excessive. It was something that we might have thought that we were getting in Galar. There was actually a point when they were releasing Sword and Shield where a lot of people thought that we were getting 18 gym leaders, believe it or not, but then it was a kind of a storyline about minor and major league gym leaders, and then they kind of pushed it aside. It ended up not being a big deal at all. but I do find it hard to believe that we would get 18 gym leaders, and I find it even harder to believe that we'd have to battle them at this particular location for every single one. That seems a little weird to me. Like, why would you have to travel all the way back to this one location to battle somebody instead of battling them there? But they go on to say, don't worry, all 18 gym leaders aren't only battles. You'll have to pass a test before each battle. For example, before battling the elect gym leader, you have to fix the wind turbine. This does seem pretty made up. I find the 3 typing part fascinating, and then this part fascinating that comes up next. When you use one of the crystals on your Pokemon, its shade will change to match the typing it now has, but not all of them. Some Pokemon will change forms when you use a crystal on them. There's around 25 new forms. I can see the idea of like this crystal changing type and giving new forms to specific Pokemon, much like Gigantamax versus Dynamax. Like, I can see that aspect of it. I find it weird that only some Pokemon will change shade. That seems a little strange to me. They then go on to say you won't be able to change your Pokemon typing everywhere. This gimmick is restricted to some places. You'll be able to use it in some parts of Vidal, which is, I guess, the name of the region they're calling, and in the Rainbow Pokeball where you fight the gym leaders. So much like Dynamax and Gigantamax, you have to use them in the stadium. They're saying that this feature can only be used in certain places. I find some really interesting thoughts here. I don't think this is real. I don't think this is a real leaker, if I'm being honest, but I do find the concept of the crystal stuff really fascinating and could be an idea of what maybe we'll see when it comes to this new mechanic that everyone's speculating from the Japanese logos. And last but certainly not least, we've got Peace McGee here, another person who claims to be an insider. We talked about them in a previous video. Again, we're taking this with a very, very large pile of salt. A grain of salt multiplied by a lot. They say there are 18 Lucian region variants, so they're calling this the Lucian region in Scarlet and Violet. In addition to that, there are 3 regional variants for a legendary trio. Some of the new variants are Hoodooed, Poochyena, Volibee, Lotad, and Roselia. They sound really promising. I do like the selection of Pokemon here. I feel like there's a lot of potential for these Pokemon to get new forms, be awesome with them. Hoothoot, for example, I'd love to see a new Hoothoot, even an evolution for Noctowl. That's a really good candidate for an evolution. Same with Poochyena. I could really see a new evolution for Poochyena that could make it more viable. We've seen the Pokemon Company do that a handful of times now, add new evolutions to previous existing Pokemon, which increases the viability of the previous evolution. So, at the end of the day, I think we're most certainly getting new Pokemon, new forms, things of that nature when it comes to these existing Pokemon. Whether or not this is real and we'll get variants of particularly Volibee, Lotad, Roselia, etc. remains to be seen. I'm gonna say that for now, we'll keep an eye on Peace McGee until they're proven, wrong. A lot of people are gonna be proven wrong at some point in the not too distant future once we get a trailer though. So that's what's going down in the rumor and leak community for you guys today here for Pokemon Gen 9 and Scarlet and Violet. Very exciting to see the Riddler come back out of hiding with some information, but what does that mysterious 3 mean for the new Generation 9 of Pokemon franchise? Hit that like button down below if you guys enjoyed this one, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Make sure you guys subscribe. Seriously, we're getting close to 1 million. Head over to TeamShiny.com, rep your favorite shiny there, or the brand new Gen 9 starters. And that's gonna be that for me, guys. My name is Dan. I also go by A-Drive, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.